everyone, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to click subscribe if you want more weekly updates. In this video, we are going to see about articles. There are two types of articles, indefinite and definite articles. A and some are indefinite article and D is called definite article. But in general, English has three articles a, an, and the. These articles are used before nouns to show whether the nouns are general or specific. Learning how to use a, an, and the can take time. To speed up the process, this English articles tutorial includes descriptions and exercises to make every English learner an articles expert. First, let's see using a in English. A is used in front of singular countable nouns, a person, animal, or thing, which are not specific. We don't use a before uncountable or plural nouns. If a noun starts with a consonant sound B, C, D, F, G, H like that, before the noun we have to use a. Examples: a cat, a bird, a child, a doctor. Now let's see the using an in English. An is used in front of singular countable nouns which are not specific. We don't use a before uncountable or plural nouns. If the noun starts with a vowel sound, that is a, e, I, o, u, and comes before the noun. Examples: an apple, an egg, an ant, an orange, like that. Next, we are going to see how to use the in English. We use the in front of all nouns. It does not matter whether the nouns are singular, plural, countable, or uncountable. It, it is used to describe someone or something specific or unique. Examples: the earth, the world, the sky, the air, the weather, like that. Now, let's see the uses of articles in brief. We have 25 rules. Let's see one by one. Use 1. The article a is used before singular countable nouns which begin with consonant sounds. He is a teacher. She doesn't own a car. I saw a bear at the zoo. Here, teacher, T, car, C, beer, B, all are consonant sounds. Next, use 2. The article an is used before singular countable nouns which begin with vowel sounds. Example: he is an actor. She didn't get an invitation. I saw an eagle at the zoo. Here, an actor, an invitation, an eagle, these are vowel sounds. Next rule 3. Remember that a or an means one or a single. You cannot use a or an with plural nouns. Example: I saw a bears in Yellowstone National Park. This is not correct. A bears not. I saw bears. So if it is plural, we should not use a and an. Next is use number 4. If there is an adjective or an adverb or adjective combination before the noun, a or an should agree with the first sound in the adjective or the adverb adjective combination. That is, he is an excellent teacher. I saw a really beautiful eagle at the zoo. Here, excellent is the adjective here. So, and really is the adverb, that is, or is consonant. So, we are using a. We are going to see the fifth rule. Use a before words such as European or university, which sound like they start with a consonant even if the first letter is a vowel. Also use a before letters and numbers which sound like they begin with a consonant, such as U, J, 1 or 9. Remember, it is a sound, not the spelling, which is important. For example, one is spelled O-N-E. However, it is pronounced as one, like it starts with a W. Example, she has a euro. Here, euro E is a vowel, but it sounds like euro Y sound. That number is a 1. Sounds like 1. Let's see the next rule. Use and before words such as her, which sound like they start with a vowel even if the first letter is a consonant. Also use and before letters and numbers which sound like they begin with a vowel such as F and 8. Remember, it is a sound, not the spelling, which is important. For example, F is pronounced F, like it starts with an E. Example, I only have an hour for lunch. Here, our H is a consonant, but we are using an here because it sounds like R. R. Next, does his name begin with an F? F. So here it sounds like E. E sound, that is vowel sound. So we are using here, and hope you understood. Let's move to the next rule. Some words such as herb or hospital are more complicated because they are pronounced differently in different English accent. In most American accent, the H in herb is silent, so American says an herb. In many British accent, the H in herb is pronounced, so many British say a herb. In some British accent, the H in hospital is silent, so some British will say an hospital instead of a hospital. Next, we move to the next rule. Usage number 8. In English, some nouns are considered uncountable, such as information, air, advice, salt, and fun. We do not use ye or an with these uncountable nouns. Example, she gives a good advice. This is not correct. So, what's the correct answer? She gives good advice. So, advice is uncountable. So, we are omitting here the vowel. A and an are called indefinite articles. Indefinite means not specific. Use a or an when you are talking about a thing in general, not a specific thing. Example, I need a phone. Here, not a specific phone, any phone. Okay, so here we are using here a phone. Mark wants a bicycle, not a particular bicycle, a bicycle in general. So we are using a bicycle. Do you have a driver's license? Here, license is common. So they are asking any driver's license. So we here using a. Let's move to the continuation of this ninth rule. That is, use a or an when talking about a thing which is new, unknown, or introduced to a listener for the first time. Also use a or an when you are asking about the existence of something. I have a car. Here, the car is being introduced for the first time. So, we are using here a car. Tom is a teacher. This is new information to the listener. So, we are using here a teacher. Next, similarly, we use a or an to introduce what type of thing we are talking about. Example, that is an excellent book. Here, an excellent, that is describing the kind of book. Do you live in a big house asking about the kind of house. So here a big house. I ate a thick juicy steak. Here describing the kind of steak, that is a thick. So remember, you cannot use ye or an with plural nouns because ye or an means one or a single. Example, I saw a bears in Yellowstone National Park. This is not correct because bears is a plural. So we should omit using any vowels here. I saw bears in Yellowstone National Park. This is the correct answer. Here we should omit anything, that is a and the, everything we have to omit in front of plural. Next rule. The is called a definite article. Definite means specific. Use the when talking about something which is already known to the listener or which has been previously mentioned, introduced, or discussed. I have a cat. So, first in the first sentence, they had said as a cat, but it is introduced first. So, we are discussing second time we are using the. The cat is black. Next example, there is a book in my backpack. The book is very heavy. Do you know where I left the car keys? Here the listener knows which specific car keys you are talking about. Next important usage of the is we can use both singular and plural nouns. I saw the bear in Yellowstone National Park. It is correct. I saw the bears, that is plural form, we can use the. So both singular and plural we can use the in front of a noun. Next rule. Many classes and phrases make the noun known to listener by telling the listener which person or thing we are talking about. Let's look at an example sentence. Can you give me the book on the table? Here we use the in this sentence because the phrase on the table tells the listener which book we are referring to. We are not talking about other books. We are talking about a specific book that the listener can see or already knows about it. Learning to recognize such identifying causes and phrases will help you. So, we can use the correctly. Did you read the book which I gave to you? He didn't like the movie that you suggested. Ye or an can be used like the word per. Example, apples currently cost $130 a pound. Cheetahs can run 60 miles an hour. You want $150 a person for the tour. Use the with nouns modifying by ranking or ordering expressions such as the first, the second, the third, the next, the last, the previous, the following, the penultimate, etc. Example, this is the fifth day of our conference. I'll play the next time we have dinner. Don't forget the following data. Next rule, use the with superlatives such as the best, the biggest, the most important, the least interesting, etc. Example, this is the best day ever. That is the most expensive hotel room I have ever heard of in my life. He told the funniest joke. Comparative forms such as bigger, better, more can be used with both a and the and follow general article usage. Examples, I like the bigger roller coaster. He has a more expensive car than I do. These are the exceptionals. However, the is often used with comparative forms rather than superlative forms. That is biggest. When comparing only two things, we can use comparative forms. In that, we can use the. This is commonly used in phrases such as the bigger of the two. Example: Jessie and Sauna are both smart, but I think Sauna is the smarter of the two. Here, smarter comparison. There is a comparison between Jessie and Sauna. It is comparative degree, but we are using the. Between Jason's son and his daughter is the better athlete. Here also they are comparing son and daughter, comparison degree, but we are using the. We can move to the next rule. Do not use articles when generalizing about uncountable nouns and plural countable nouns. Example: Curiosity is a great trait. Here, curiosity is uncountable, so there is no article. Water is an important resource. Here, water is uncountable, so we cannot use any article. Vegetables are good for you. Here, plural form, but it is countable, but we are not using. So, remember in your mind that uncountable nouns and plural countable nouns, we should not use any articles. Shall we move to the next rule? Next rule: English speakers often use the plus a singular noun when they talk about or make generalizations about certain topics, which includes musical instruments, the piano, the guitar, the flute, like that we have to use. Plants, the coconut palm, the sagro, the baobab, like that. Animals, the leopard, the elephant, the lowland gorilla, like that we can use the plus singular noun. Further, we add inventions, that is the steam engine, the plane, the light bulb, like that. Currencies, the dollar, the euro, the yen. Then body parts, the head, the eye, the ear, like that we can use the. Examples: I play the piano. The sequoia tree is the native to California. The dolphin is a very intelligent animal. The Wright brothers invented the airplane. Right now, the euro is stronger than the dollar. Next rule: the expressions a few and a little mean some and express the idea that you have more than expected. Example: he always carries a few dollars for emergencies. He had a little difficulty with his homework. She has a few friends who can help her move. Here, a few, a little, which means some. So, she has some friends who can help her move. Like that, we have to consider. We have to write a few, a little, like that. But remember, when the words only or just are used, a few and a little also emphasize the meaning not much. Examples: Unfortunately, I only had a little time to enjoy new work because I had to work so much. Here, only came, that means not much. Sadly, he just has a few people in his life, that is, not much friends. They only have a little money. So their daughter cannot pay her tuition fees. We move to the next rule. Generally, articles are not used with the names of illnesses or diseases. Example: Dr. Smith visits schools and universities to educate students on AIDS. Oncologists are doctors who specialize in treating cancer. Here, AIDS, cancer are all diseases, but we are not using any articles. Where there are some illnesses which require the. Examples: the measles, the flu, the mumps, the bubonic plague, like that. Moreover, there are a few health conditions or illnesses which can be used with both a or an as well as the and follow general article use. This category includes most aches, pains, growths, and attacks. Example cold, a heart attack, a stroke, a what, a tumor, a growth, a sore throat, a sore back, a sore foot, etc. A headache, a toothache, a backache. Like that, we can use a before these general aches, pains, growths, and attacks. Remember, the last category follows general article use. Study the examples below and you can understand. John has a cold. The cold was pretty bad. Nancy had a heart attack. The heart attack seriously weakened her heart. Deb had a sore throat. The sore throat made it hard to talk. First, while we are introducing a disease, we are using a. But while we are continuing to the next sentence, we have to use the. If a direction north, west, south, east, left, right directly follows a verb, do not use an article with the direction. We need to walk south. They drove north all day. At the stop sign, turn left and walk 3 blocks. Here it shows the directions and north, west, and turn left like that. So here we should not use any articles. However, if a direction follows a preposition, you must use the. வெறும் டைரக்ஷன் வந்ததுன்னா யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாது பட் அது ப்ரிப்போஷன் கூட சேர்ந்து வந்ததுன்னா we have to use the. We need to walk to the south. Here to is the preposition. Our house is in the north. Here in is the preposition. The grocery store is on the right. Here on right. Moreover, use the with the compass directions when referring to them as a special geographic or cultural regions. We love the south. Have you ever visited the east? The west has better national parks. Here the we are using because of geographic or cultural regions. We move to the next one. The can be used with the plural family names to refer to the family as a group. The Robinsons love to vacation in Florida. The Shinoharas are originally from Japan. My brother lives next door to the Jacksons. Here, the Robinsons, Sincoros, Jacksons. Before that, we are using the. When the name represents the family name or group, we can use the. Next, the can be combined with certain adjectives to refer to a group of people, such as the blind, the elderly, the rich, the friends, the Sioux, etc. Example: he is elderly. Here, elderly means it is an adjective. The organization helps the elderly. Here, elderly represents the people. So here we are using the. But while we are using simply as adjective, we should not use the. Remember, this is especially important in situations where nationalities or ethnic groups and their languages might be confused. In such situations, there is used to specify that what we are talking about the nationality or ethnic group rather than the language. I like French. Here it represents language. I like the French. Here the French represents the people. Move to the next role. However, when generalizing about nationalities or ethnic groups that ends in ans, such as Americans, Mexicans, and Hawaiians, the is not usually used. Americans watch a lot of TV. Germans drink a lot of beer. Like that, we have to use. Let's move to the next rule. Do not use the with the names of most countries unless the name contains a word such as states, kingdom, republic, emirates, union, coast. If it comes, we should not use any articles. I love Italy. John used to live in Japan. He lives in the United States. Don't use the with states, provinces, and cities unless there is a specifically part of the name of a country or contains a word such as territory or coast. He lives in California. Ladakh is in India. The Northwest Territories is a province in Canada. Exceptions. The is used with the Netherlands as well as with many nations which are island chains such as the Philippines, the Maldives, the Bahamas, etc. Additionally, in the past, the was used with certain countries such as the Sudan, the Gambia, and the Congo. This usage is becoming less common. Example, he lives in the Netherlands. I visited the Brahmas last year. Here we are using the before an island. Use the with the names of ocean, seas, coast, rivers, swamps, archipelago, collections of lakes, mountain chains, deserts, references on the globe, geographic regions, bridges, pagodas, hotels, theaters. Museums, institutes, skyscrapers, the sun, the moon, extraordinary works of art or architectures such as Mona Lisa, the Colosseum, the Great Wall of China, and the Taj Mahal. Examples: James visited the Hermitage, a famous museum in St. Petersburg. I would love to visit the North Pole. Nina walked over the Rialto Bridge. Let's move to the next one. Do not use an article with individual lakes, individual island, beaches, waterfalls, individual mountains except the Mount Horn canyons except Grand Canyon, people's first names, streets except the High Street, public squares, hospitals, stadiums, malls, parks, churches, temples, universities, colleges, language, and religions. Days, months, holidays. Example: have you ever visited Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris? Kenta East Buddhist. We went camping in Kings Canyon. However, there are additional exceptions to the above categories. For example, the is often used in the form of the of. The University of Orlando, the Temple of Ranakpur, the Cathedral of Siena, like that. Time expressions can be especially confusing. The is used in some time expressions such as in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, during the night, during the day before yesterday, the day after tomorrow, the fall, the summer. Examples: we will meet in the afternoon. Jake loves to go camping in the fall. There was a small earthquake during the night, like that. Examples: did you sleep well last night? I'll see you tomorrow. We are meeting for lunch at noon. Moreover, there are some expressions which can take both a or an and the, such as a or the whole day, a or the whole month, an or the entire year, an or the entire decade. Example: he spent a whole month in Hawaii. I wish I could do that. I took last Friday off to go to the doctor. He spent the whole day sitting in his office. However, in other time expressions, no article is used. At night, at noon, at midnight, all day, all night, all month, every year, last night, last Friday, yesterday, tomorrow, like that. We should not use any articles. Thanks for watching. Subscribe the channel for more educational videos.